is here. Next up, we have Ms. Lola Pratt. She's gonna be speaking from the Care Partners program. She's gonna be speaking with you guys about Advanced Care Plan Directive. Coming up, Ms. Lola.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I know, July. This is January. I'm already here. I just want to say, it's going by so fast. January 29th, right? I'm already in July. As Willie said, my name is Lola. I'm here on behalf of Care Partners, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something fairly important, Advanced Healthcare Directives. Does anyone know what an Advanced Healthcare Directive is?
No.
Yes? Said yes, please share.
Yes, it outlines what the patient or client wants done if they can't, if they stop breathing, or what kind of care they want in the hospital or at home. At home's a little different, you need out of hospital DNR as well, but in the hospital,
Yeah.
it's more broad, what they want done or not want done. They want to be comfortable, they not have assisted respiration or whatever.
Okay.
It's more,
Yeah,
it's broad, it's not just one, don't do CPR.
Right, right, yeah. It's basically some instructions.
And honestly, in the house, what I see is that people aren't educated by their physicians on what they need at home.
Yeah, so let me get into it, and then I can get some of your feedback afterwards, in case I missed something, okay? All right. Before I talk about Advanced Healthcare Directives, let me say that this is an opportunity to leave a legacy. Okay, most people think of leaving a legacy as something material, something that you can touch, property, real estate. The legacy that I'm talking about is priceless. Okay, buy it, they don't sell it. And that's leaving your loved ones with a peace of mind. All right? Now, let's get into this Advanced Healthcare Directive. There are three things that you need to know about an Advanced Healthcare Directive. One, who is your agent? Who's gonna make decisions for you should you become unable to make them for yourself? All right? Two, what are your wishes? Do you want to be resuscitated? Blood transfusion, donate your organs, ashes in Lake Marion, Wakanda forever. I don't know. But whatever your wishes are, you get to say so right here, right? Three, it has to be signed. It's not valid if it's not signed. And you need 2 witnesses or a notary public in order for it to be valid. All right? Now this is free to you, the caregivers, as well as the people that you take care of. When you complete an Advanced Healthcare Directive, you keep a copy, your primary doctor gets a copy so that it becomes a part of your medical file, and the person that you name as the agent, the decision maker, they should get a copy as well. All right? Now, I like to use an example or two so that we understand how important this is and how this works. And I hesitated for a minute because the first thing that came to my mind was about COVID. But in thinking about that, one of the things that I heard was him and his wife had a pact that they wouldn't fly together on the same plane with all the kids. So he obviously was thinking ahead should something happen. And of course, being an athlete traveling back and forth, I'm sure he had some thoughts about what to do in case something should happen. All right, so that's what this is really about, leaving our loved ones with peace of mind. Now, let's just say it's nice outside, California nice, Oakland town, the town nice. And let's just say we're all going to the lake to have a barbecue, aunties, uncles, and grandma. Grandma lives with you, and you remember attending this orientation, and that Lola lady saying that you need to fill this out. Grandma fills it out, and she says, baby, I want them to do everything they can to save my life. And you say, okay, Grandma, got it. Now, back to the scene, the lake, because I'm from the town, born and raised. So we're at the lake, barbecue. Now, Grandma's like me, she likes to be first when it comes to food. I don't know about y'all, but I like to be first. I like to be first so I can get the corner, because I love cornbread. I like to be first with the mac and cheese. I like the burnt part, you know what I'm saying? I like to be first. So Grandma's like me, she likes to be first. So we're at the lake barbecuing. Hey, we barbecue whenever. It's California. We don't need summer to barbecue. So we're barbecuing. Aunties, uncles, and grandma. Grandma's finished her barbecue chicken and potato salad. She's looking for a little dessert. I know y'all probably go barbecue Sunday. Anyway, she's looking for a little dessert. Finished her barbecue chicken and potato salad. She bought some brownies on the table. She's like, woo, I'm about to be first. I'm about to get the corner piece. I'm about to cut into these brownies. They sure look good. Grandma has that first brownie. It's like, these are pretty good. She proceeds to have the second brownie. Halfway through, grandma starts to feel a little strange. Why? Y'all know why. It's legal and it has happened. Grandma is now stoned, all right? And because grandma doesn't do medicinal, she's having a bad reaction to those marijuana brownies that you forgot to put up and mark, all right? Now, grandma's tripping really hard. So the family decides to take grandma to the emergency room, right? And you weren't there when they decided to take grandma to the emergency room. You was at Walgreens getting ice, because you know we always need ice. So the family rushes grandma to the emergency room, and because we're all passionate about the care that she receives, there's a difference of opinion on what to do. We got one half of the family going, oh, if she don't make it, we're just gonna let her go, right? And we got the other half of the family going, y'all gonna save my grandma. Now it's getting heated in the emergency room, it's going down. Tracks, wigs, it's a mess. They about to call security and throw your family out. Now, you finally get wind that the family is at the emergency room, and you just happen to have a copy of this advanced health care directive in your car. Hey, I don't know where y'all keep those papers. Let's just say it was in the car.
Yeah.
And you rush to the emergency room, you say, hold on, family, hold on. Grandma signed this advanced health care directive. She had it notarized and 2 witnesses, because you know how you guys are. And she said that she wanted them to do everything they could to save her life. Now, in this case, grandma doesn't need emergency service. She probably just needs to take a nap, drink some milk, something to calm down, right?
Yeah.
But if she did need emergency services, she said do whatever they can to save her life, right? Now, let's just say you have a child, the golden child, your only child, and you want your child to be your decision maker. Legally, they can do so at the age of 18, hopefully over 25, making healthcare decisions, but 18 is the law, right? Now, you got brothers and sisters, Tracy, Stockton, Antioch, you know, they'll come around and act like they've been there the whole time and they just got here. And that's when your child can say, sorry, auntie, sorry, uncle, mama said, not knock you out, but mama said, that I'm the one. Make me her decision maker. Once again, shuts it down. Now, for those of you finding love on social media, you know what I'm talking about. Finding your long lost high school sweetheart on Facebook, swiping left from right. It's all right. Wherever you find love is where you find love. But I'm just saying, let's say you have to go into the hospital for a minor procedure, and the recommendation of care differs from what you think and what those children think. Who do you think they're gonna talk to and go with? Right, the child, because the child are biologically related. Y'all just been shacking up. However, you could name that person as your decision maker. That doesn't change anything, but I'm just saying, that, you know, it's like that next of kin thing, right? And for those of you who are married, but estranged, you know what I'm talking about. You ain't seen that person in the blue moon. You don't know where they at. Guess what? It's a blue moon.
She was mad because she
They
was
flew into town, and you just happen to be having a minor medical
She
procedure.
been in and out
They can go talk to the doctor. Make inquiries. Why? Because y'all still legally married. Now you could, again, name someone else. But again, we're talking about legally married, biological children, that type of thing. All right? Now, some of you are looking at me going, Lola, I don't need no advanced health care directives. I'm fine, I'm good. Glad. I'm happy for you. But for those of you who text on your phone and don't be paying attention, you know who you are. You can walk out of East Montbonne right now. Hit your head against the wall. You're not dead, but you're knocked out. Might even saw stars on the way down. Who's gonna make a decision on what to do while you're laying there? And let's just say they have to call the EMTs, you're unconscious for a little bit longer, they've gotta rush you to the emergency room. Who are they gonna call? And don't say Ghostbusters, because they're coming out with another movie. But honestly, for real, who are they gonna call to help make a decision on what to do? And people, I tell you, by the way, you should have a list of emergency contacts on the wall anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're at Walgreens this time getting a prescription. They might look on the wall and say, let's call Sally, let's call Joe, let's let them know when their loved one has been taken, right? Now, back to I'm 55, and it's been a long time. I have no parents and no grandparents. So I don't just talk, I walk the walk, right? I'm caregiver for my mom. I'm taking my mom to the doctor one day. We're talking about what kind of coffee we're gonna get, because we both coffee drinkers. I get my mom, we're on our way to the doctor, by the way. I get her downstairs in the car. I put the walker in the back seat. I go to put the seatbelt over her, and she's having a massive heart attack. Just like that. We were just talking about what kind of coffee we were gonna get. I just sat her in the car on the way to the doctor. And yeah, that was it. That was the last time I saw my mom. I'm good. I'm the oldest and the only girl. I was the last face that she saw, and I knew what her wishes were, and I took care of my mom. But I can tell you I wasn't counting on that day. Not that you're ever counting on any day, but you're just talking to a person 5 minutes later, and then the next minute, they're gone. You know, that just goes, I mean, man, we all got a date, and time doesn't wait on anybody, right? Right, exactly. And I tell this story because, one, yeah, to keep my mom's memory alive, but again, to point out that we need to have our affairs in order. We need to have our affairs in order, right? Because at any given time. And remember earlier, I said it's whatever your wishes are. Whatever your wishes are, you get to say so right here in this document, right? Now, some of you saying, Lola, mama ain't gonna, dad ain't gonna talk about dying. No, they're not, trust me. My father-in-law is from New Orleans. I can't get him to fill out one of these at all. Cause he feel like he gonna die soon if he fill it out. I get it, but why not be prepared? Right? Try to find a way to have that conversation. And don't be like some of these high-profile cases we've had in the last year or two. Prince, when he passed away, there was no will, no instructions. Aretha Franklin, Auntie Riri, same thing. No, I take that back. They did find some written instructions. You know where they found it? In the couch. Google it, I'm telling you the truth, in the couch cushions. That's where they found her note. Same thing with John Singleton, Boys in the Hood. His family, you know, Snowflake, Snowfall, you know that show. His family doesn't even know how he got to the hospital. And instead of them being able to mourn his death, everybody was lawyered up. The mother, the girlfriend, the kids, everybody. And his mother had to take him off of life support. What if he wanted to be on life support for 45 days? Yeah, wait until 66 days and take me off of life. What if? But because there was no instructions, who knew, right? And remember earlier, as I was saying, it's whatever your wishes are. You know, I've had people fill this out and they've expressed interest in cryogenics. Anybody know what that is? Freezing, exactly. It's whatever your wishes are. You can be frozen right here in Alameda County for $150,000. They will put your body in liquid nitrogen. Because it's an expensive process. I know, hey, it's a popsicle situation with me too. However, people feel that medical science and technology will advance and thaw them out and bring them back.
Wow.
Right? The state of Washington recently passed a law where your body can become compost. Yes. Mixed in with the mulch and the stuff that you buy at Home Depot.
Wow.
I do too. And spread out in the backyard, right, return to the earth, exactly, amongst the lemon trees and apple trees. Why not? There's some places that'll turn your body into a gym. And let me spell that, G-E-M, right? Some of y'all are diamonds, I can't speak for everybody, but yeah, you have options.
In Yosemite, you can, be buried on a registry.
Right, there you go,
You can get your ashes and then put a little hole and.
a tree.
Go do a tree now.
Right, exactly, and go visit the tree, go visit have your family go visit the tree. You know what I mean, there's options. Look, I had the opportunity, I said I'm 55, I turned 55 in November. And for my 55th birthday, I was blessed to have the opportunity to go with my cousins to Egypt. I went to Egypt for 2 weeks. And I took my mom's ashes with me. And I was able to spread some of her ashes in the motherland, Africa, in the Nile River, the longest river in the world, in Egypt. You know what I mean? And I left them someplace else too, but you know what I mean? I had a chance. And not that she asked me to,
Yeah.
but I'm sure what she did know. She was with me. But knowing that I was going, why not? Why not leave some of my mother's ashes in the earth? I'm gonna write that down for myself. Somebody take a trip. Take my ashes to Egypt. I just thought of that just now. Why not? Right? Because it's whatever your wishes are. And let me end this by saying that, please, do not name someone who has any benefit or financial gain from your demise as your decision maker. Right? You don't want to put that person in that moral position where the doctor go up and say to them one day, you know, there's nothing else we can do. Should we do it now, or, and your friend gotta go, do I wanna move in this week? Actually, you know, because hey, they figure, you know, you're gone anyway. But you don't wanna put that person in a position, because every now and then, somebody does come back. You know, somebody does come out of a coma. Right? And now they got all their stuff. You don't want those type of situations to occur. And you have more than one person as a decision maker. No more than 3. That third person can break a tie. Any more than that, people gonna be arguing and you ain't gonna get no service. Because everybody can't figure out what to do. Right? Lastly, our Care Partners team. We do friendly visits to seniors who are shut in and can't get out. We support you guys with resources like bathroom handrails, grab bars for the pit, grab bars, pads for the bed, those type of things. And people, if you know seniors who are shut in, visit them. Visit them. We had somebody come through here last year, his godmother laid in the bed for 5 days. 5 days, you know why? Because she couldn't operate the phone. No food, no water, no bathroom, no nothing. I know we buy our loved ones these high-tech fancy gadgets to make sure they got the latest and the greatest, make sure that they know how to use it. And she didn't understand how to use her phone. Of course, they broke in, had to call the manager, they saved her and stuff, but 5 days?
Yeah.
5 days? You know, so after the 3rd day, you don't call, right, you need to drive by. You know, you need to drive by and check on her. All right? Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be making life or death decisions for anybody else. Okay? Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
I got a friend of mine, I don't know if he filled out one of those, he was in a coma for 9 years. And came out of it.
Wow.
So he never did, I don't know if his family had him, but I don't know if he was in a coma for 9 years. He remembered everybody.
Thank good that they did. I'm gonna use this example now in my classes. Wow. And his family just let him,
His name is Charles Phillips.
right, his family just let him stay.
Yeah,
They
he
just-
said, he went to Ireland, studied in Ireland for a while, and he was hooked up. Finally, I think like about 2014, he called, well, he sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Why did you freak out? Did you freak out?
That just blew my mind. 'Cause I was like,
Wow.
I thought it was a prank. I thought somebody was playing with me. Then he called me on Messenger. I said,
Wow.
and now he on Facebook every day. But one thing I can say, when I see him going live or whatever and doing little messages on Instagram, he always in church.
Yeah,
He go to church.
yeah,
so.
yeah, but isn't that amazing, 9
Yeah,
years?
I told him to put me in the book.
Whoo! I'm using that as an example, 9 years, and just, you know, and if you could, you might just tell your family that, look, hold on for 10 years. Y'all can? Y'all can, hold down.
I thought I was only in the movie.
Yeah.
It was a long movie.
Or the kid.
Yeah, or the kid in a COVID 9 years.
Yeah. Man, yeah, hold me out for 9.5. Just in case, just in case, you know, and you wanna have those kind of instructions too. I mean, fortunately, he had a family that loved him and didn't, you know, pull the plug.
Yeah.
But, you know, what if you got a family,
Don't hear.
you know what I mean, where the relationships might be a little strained, they might quickly, like, look. So think about those things. Any questions about anything that I've said, or how important these advanced healthcare directors are? Great, before I go, pop quiz. I said there's 3 things that you need to know about an advanced healthcare director. Can somebody tell me one of them? Cause you sit right here in front of me. I said, 3 things you need to know. What's the first thing you gotta do?
Your name. The one.
So what's the first thing? Who? Who what? There you go. Thank you. That's it. Exactly. Who do you want to make your decision? That's crucial. And just because you're married, that doesn't have to be your default, your spouse. But if you decided that you don't want to be hooked up to machines, and your spouse is like, baby, I'm gonna keep you alive forever, you might want to ask somebody else. A sister or a brother, because your spouse has already told you that they're gonna keep you alive forever. Maybe after that 9.5. Okay, your decision maker. What's the second thing you have to do?
Make sure it's signed.
Yeah, that's true. It's not valid if it's not signed. That's true. That's the last thing. But what's that middle thing that I talked about when I said Wakanda forever?
Your choices.
Right, exactly. What are your wishes? 9.5 or 2 weeks? Right? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Have a great day.